Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing some makeup products and I haven't really done that in a while on my channel. The products that I'm going to be reviewing are from the brand e.l.f., which is really affordable and I think it's available in most countries. The three products I've got to try are either jelly products or putty products. So I got two putty products and one jelly product, and the putty products are the eye primer. The eye base I got in the shade Cream. The next putty product I've got is a blush. That is in the shade Turks and Caicos. I think that's how you say that at least. The third product I've got to try is a jelly highlighter. And that is in the shade Bubbly. What I will say about the highlighter is that seems to be sold out way more than the putty products. And I bought the jelly highlighter on Superdrug's website and the only shade they have left was Bubbly. So you can probably tell that I've done my eyebrows already, my skin is all ready to go, but mistakenly I did put my normal concealer on my eyelids, which is what I use for an eye primer every other day. So I'm going to take that off because I start with my eyes first anyway. So that's the concealer off my eyelids now. Obviously my eyebrows are still outlined, but there's no base on my eyelids or anything like that. So I am going to use my usual concealer brush because I think that's probably the best brush to go for. I don't know, I kind of just get the feeling that for putty products, probably like a stippling brush is probably going to be best. I have a beauty blender and I will try that with the blush. But for the eye primer I am going to use my concealer brush. So this is what it looks like out of the packet. It just says e.l.f. and it just looks like concealer, to be honest. It doesn't really have a smell, kind of just smells a bit waxy if anything. And this is what it looks like in the pot. I will do a swatch before I put it on my face. It's very, it feels very waxy. And maybe I just need to work through that first layer, but it's not feeling very malleable at all, or it's not very pigmented either. I did try and put some on the back of my hand right there, but you can't even tell. And if you look in there, it's not even really moved. Anyway, I'm just gonna go in with my brush. I think that's probably the best thing to do. If there's beauty people watching me right now and you're cringing at what I'm doing, I apologise. I mean, first impressions when I look at myself in the viewfinder, I can tell this eye's not primed, I can tell this one is. Which is really strange because even as I'm looking in the mirror putting it on, it doesn't look like it's doing as much as my concealer. That was literally just like 2 taps of the product on this eye, and this is probably about 8. So I would say it's probably buildable depending on what you're wanting out of it. What I will say straight off is it feels really dry. Even to touch, that's not as wet as concealer. So I do wonder if I'm meant to set it or not, because obviously when I put concealer on, I am someone who sets that first because my eyelids get really oily. So I don't know if I should set it or not. The directions just say to apply to eyelids with an eyeshadow brush or fingertips, and that you can wear it alone or with an eyeshadow on top. I think I'll stick to my normal routine in setting whatever primer I use. So I am going to just put a little bit of powder on top first. So I'm not going to do too much of a crazy thing on my eyes. I'm just going to go for all neutrals, just see how it goes. So first impressions after putting all my eyeshadow on, it did stick to it really well, even considering I did powder the base after I put it on. The only downside so far is that it's a little heavier than wearing concealer, but I've never really been a primer kind of person. I've just never really cared for it. The only primer I used to use like back in the day was the poreless one by Benefit, I think, and that's the only one I used to ever use. This eye primer, it feels a little heavy, but that might just be because I'm not used to them. Other than that, it's really good. I'm sure you can see for yourself, like the colours have stuck to it really well. So I'm thinking with the blush, because it's a cream product or a putty product, I'm assuming I probably shouldn't use any powders underneath, because normally from now, after doing my eyes, I would conceal all over and set with powder and then contour and blush. But I'm thinking if it's a cream product, I should probably conceal, leave it wet, put the blush on. No. So maybe I should conceal where I normally would but not set it, and then just put the blush on top of the wet concealer. I'm gonna give it a go like that. I'm not sure if it'll work. So this is all still wet, I've not set it yet. I'm going to use a damp sponge for the blush. So this is what it looks like out of the packet. Just looks like a cream product. When you swatch this one, it's much more like lip balm kind of consistency. So first impressions with the blush, I think it looks actually quite nice, and also bear in mind I'm no professional at makeup. I'm not even that good at makeup, so I might not be the best at applying this, but I think for me and my abilities and my level of skill, which is not a lot in makeup, I think it looks nice. Now I am gonna set. So after setting it, it still is kind of like a bit dewy and a bit, like if you can see, it's not really fully matte even after I've set it with a matte powder. I'm going to just finish this side of my face and I'll be right back. So as you can probably see, I have finished the rest of my makeup, minus mascara actually, and the jelly bronzer, no, the jelly highlighter. This is what it looks like out of the packaging. It looks like it might be a little bit dark for me, but I'm not sure. It's much more liquidy than I thought it would be. I'll try my oopsie. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger like that, and I suppose just So I don't really use highlighter anymore. I'm not a huge fan of it. Since I've got older and my skin's got more texture to it, I just don't like them. But I think this highlighter has changed my mind because it's just beautiful, and that on my nose is so cute. But the only downside to the jelly highlighter is it kind of just feels a little more thicker than a liquid highlighter. So is it kind of just a bit of a gimmick? I'm not sure. But either way, the product inside the pot is really good. I also really like the blush and the primer as well, really good. Altogether, those 3 products came to, I think, £16 or £17, and I got mine from Superdrug. Like I say, I think they are a little bit cheaper on the e.l.f. website, but like I said, the highlighter was out of stock on their website. So all in all, really good products, and I would really recommend. They're not scented, no problems like that if you can't stand scents. I've not noticed a scent with them at least. But yeah, I really liked them. I really like doing my makeup with them, and like I say, they'll be staying in my makeup collection now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.